Hey there clan, and welcome to my experiences with The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Now, I've already done my first impressions, but I've basically decided to do another video regarding my basically long-term impressions. I've put maybe 40 plus hours into The Witcher 3, and I feel as though I should at least give my opinion on that. Now, I haven't beaten the game yet. I've mostly been doing side content, but I want to at least give my opinion on the game after a lengthy time playing it, basically. So, without further ado, let's dive into this and talk Witcher 3. Okay, so I'm pretty far into The Witcher 3 now. It's actually the second time I've recorded this video, because first time I actually screwed up a little bit at one point. I just, lucky enough it was early and beside the point. But yeah, I feel so I need to talk about it. Of course, I will do my best to avoid story spoilers, but I will have to say that I will have to talk some spoilers regarding certain characters, such as Yennefer, Ciri, Triss, Geralt, and so on. And of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about the romances in the game, i.e. Triss or Yennefer. Not both. But yeah, I feel as though that's about... I have to just at least preface that. Now, I will give a little spoiler warning before I do it. But I will say that if you don't want spoilers, best click off the video now, because I will have to spoil a few things. Now, of course, the first part I'm going to talk about my experience with it, overall without the story. Now, after putting about 40 plus hours anyways, I've basically been playing this game anytime I have had free time, basically. As soon as I get back from my internship, I basically start playing Witcher. About an hour later, after I've had my dinner, I start playing it for about 3 to 4 hours, and then my days off, I basically sat and played at like 8 to 12 hour sessions sometimes. And even after 40 plus hours, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having a blast with it, even though the majority of that time has been on the side content, i.e. the Witcher contracts to hunt monsters, the side quests with various characters, playing a lot of Gwent. I've been playing a lot of Gwent. Probably at least 10-20 hours of that is Gwent. But I haven't got bored. I've still enjoyed the game immensely, and in all honesty, it's mostly due to how well the game has been put together. Even though there are some graphical and game bugs throughout the game, which is I've no experienced any game breaking bugs yet. I do know there are some out there, but I have basically been playing the game quite a lot, and I have experienced some bugs which do take away a little bit, but none of them have been crazy. But I want to talk about the side stuff mostly right now, and that's mostly because, as I said, I will save the end part for the major spoilers, of course. I have been doing a lot of the side stuff, a lot of the side quests, various encounters, and of course the Witcher contracts. And I've absolutely been loving them. A lot of the side quests and even the Witcher contracts, the story in them alone is actually really, really good. Even compared to the main quest, it's really interesting. A lot of side stuff, a lot of the side quests where the NPCs you talk to, they give their reasons why they want the monster taken care of. They give their reasons why they are asking for your assistance. And some of them are despicable people. There are some genuinely despicable people in this game that make me want to throw up when I talk with them, and I get such a satisfaction killing most of them, even though you can't kill all of them. But it just goes to test about the side stuff in this game, the side quest and the Witcher contracts. CD Projekt Red put in as much effort as they did with the main quest, and it genuinely does show, because a lot of them feel genuine. These people who are asking for your assistance, whether they be a noble who's like, I need this house cleared out because it's haunted, and I want you to clear it out for me, and I'll pay the coin that you need, which, now go clear it out. Or a peasant or a village basically who said, we've put our coin together, this is all we can offer you, could you please go and take care of this monster that's been killing our fellow villagers. And you make a judgment call how much they give you. You can negotiate with them a little bit. Most of the time I just accept the money they give me, because in all honesty I don't need, you get so much money just killing things in this game. It's hard, you probably wouldn't need to accept any, but you'd probably be able to be a Witcher for free. But they just feel good and all. I always whenever I'm playing with my girl, I like to roleplay a little bit. And if it's a village that's hiring me, I don't negotiate. I'm just like, okay, give me the coin that you've got, I'll go and kill the monster, come back, blah blah blah, tell you so and done. If it's a noble, I'll haggle the hell out of him. Like, okay, you're a bit of a pompous ass, and I'm going to charge a little extra if you want me to take care of this problem with you. And in all honesty, my girl has actually refused payment from some people after they says, can you go and kill this monster? It killed my brother, it left his son homeless, and I have to take care of him. Now my girl's like, like, keep your money, it's fine, I took care of it, you need it more than me, take care of the kid, that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of character at least I play with my Geralt, who is, while Geralt is a witcher, my Geralt is a witcher, and he will go hunt monsters for the coin, of course, and he does try and stay out of things. He is, in general, a good person. As long as you don't cause trouble, he's respectful, he's a good person, and that includes monsters. There has been a couple of contracts in the game where I've came across some good monsters who are more good than the people who hired me, in all honesty, such as some succubus. I've actually saw 2 in this game, and no, you can't fuck them. I've seen 2 succubuses in this game, and both of them haven't actually killed anyone. The first one killed a group of people in self-defense, so I took her word for it. Probably shouldn't have. But there are also some other monsters, like some trolls you come across are genuinely good, are just like, we just live here, we don't want trouble. Most of the monsters you come across are evil, vindictive creatures who you will have to slaughter because they are evil, and they just kill indiscriminately. But there are some dilemmas in there. There are actually genuine qualms with that, and says sometimes you'll get a contract and then you'll find out that the contractors hired you because they started the problem. One of the more recent ones I did was Miners, the Miners DLC, the one that came out. They hired you to take care of the problem because some miners got killed, and then it turns out they were actually the ones who kind of caused the trouble. And then you find out other stuff, of course, when you're doing a monster contract, you find out that it isn't monsters killing, it's actually just people doing this, and that. It actually genuinely does feel good. It does give you a bit of a moral dilemma with some of the contracts, as Witcher does genuinely love to do that. And I actually really like that. Some of the side quests and contracts do actually feel better than the main quest in some instances, but that's beside the point. I've done a lot of the main quest, most of the side stuff. Of course, I love to talk a little bit about Gwent, of course. I'm absolutely in love with Gwent. I'm hooked, basically. I thought it was a bit of a game at the start, but after playing it for a wee while, it's probably 10 hours easy, if not 20, I've gone hooked on Gwent. I've actually gone around collecting the rare cards, taking on various people. Anytime it says, let's play a game of Gwent, I'm like, yep, let's play a quick game of Gwent. And I'm really addicted to it. It's actually really fun. It makes me actually want physical copies of the Gwent cards. I would gladly pay for them, in all honesty. I do know that, of course, that they came, that 2 different decks came with the collector's edition or special editions for the Witcher, PS4 and Xbox One. I do know that. I just want them. I did look on eBay for the price, but unfortunately they are way too expensive, in all honesty. I may want them, but I'm not wanting to pay that much money for them. But I absolutely love Gwent. It's actually a really good card game. It basically does what a little an extra game should do within a game. It's there, but you don't have to do it. And actually, it's fairly simple, fairly straightforward, and I actually really do like it. And I'm sure anyone can attest who's played Gwent, who's like just got hooked on it for some reason. It's just like, I like this game. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I've put too many hours in it. Unfortunately, I've came across a glitch, actually. This is actually a complaint of mine. I'm actually going around collecting the unique cards so I can actually go and join the Gwent tournament. However, one of the cards I need is actually from an NPC who is still alive, but unfortunately I can't access them until I advance the plot a little bit further. It's a bit of a pain, if you ask me, but that's beside the point. But I'll eventually get it. Hopefully, as I've advanced the plot, I'll be able to talk to the guy who has it, and I'll be able to get that unique card, because I want to join the high-stakes Gwent tournament, because I want to prove I'm the best at Gwent. I'm a Witcher. I'm good at everything. But yeah, I love Gwent. It's pretty damn awesome. And see, Broad Red, if you haven't watched this, could I get some Gwent cards, please? I want some Gwent cards. But yeah, that's beside the point. I like Gwent. It's really, really good. Now, of course, I guess I'll have to talk about the story elements. I will say also the game is stunningly beautiful. It still looks good. It still holds up. The gameplay is still great, especially when you have to prepare to go up against certain monsters and look in your bestiary. I've done a lot of work in the alchemy lab. I've crafted pretty much basically some of the best bombs, some of the best potions, some of the best oils. I basically just craft them. It's like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. I actually went around the entire map at one point looking for herbs for specific potions because I was going to go up against a pretty gnarly beast, and I was like, I need to make sure I'm ready for this. I need enhanced bestial, I need enhanced hybrid oil, I need enhanced this, I need to make sure my sword's good, I need to make sure I have the armor, I have to make sure I have everything. And I love it. It just makes me giddy every time I have to prepare to go up against a beast. And I'm just like, I know what I'm going up against, and I'm going to kill it, and I'm going to make sure it dies horribly. And I'm going to make sure I'm ready. I've got my sword oiled up, I've got my signs ready, and I've got my bombs at my side. I'm ready to take on this motherfucker. And it just makes me feel like such a badass when I eventually take it down. And if you prepare properly, you can kill most things like that. I went up against one creature, an Arch Griffin, that I took on, like, when I was like maybe 5 levels lower than it. But I took it on a few times, and it killed me in 3 hits. I had to basically dodge, duck, dive, and dodge again to make sure I didn't get hit. It killed me in 3 hits. I couldn't beat it, so I had to go back, do a couple of side quests, and then once I was led, I was still like 2 levels below it. But I said, I'm going to come back, I'm going to kick this thing's arse. I killed it in less than 2 minutes. I knocked a bomb, knocked it on the ground, used the arid sign, walked over my silver sword, slash, 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 dead. And it was awesome. That's one of the best feelings in this game, when you go back to a creature that killed you so many times, and then you just go there and freaking destroy it. I still have that thing's head mounted on my horse. I don't care what kind of bonus it gives me, it's on my horse and it's mounted. I got distracted, I apologise. So at this point, I will say spoilers. If you don't want story spoilers, click off this video now, because I am going to have to talk about story spoilers. The story in this game is so good. Like, the main quest alone is absolutely brilliant. Even the side quests as well, that link to the main quest, because there's the main quest and then there's the side quest to the main quest. The quest that, if you do them, will add more to the story, but you don't have to do them. You can actually just ignore them if you want to. But I actually did a lot of the side quests involving the main characters, especially Triss, Dandelion, and of course Yennefer. The first one I did, of course, was Triss. I actually wanted to concentrate on her quest quite a bit, because I actually decided to go with the romancing of Triss in this one, but just because I always liked Triss. I think Triss and Geralt have a bit of a better chemistry. I didn't know too much about Yennefer at the time, I'll be honest. As is, I only knew what I knew from the book, basically. I know more about it now. That may have changed my opinion in all honesty, but it was a bit too late. I'll get to that in a minute. But Triss's story is just really weird. Now, spoiler again. Basically, her quest involves you helping her trying to get mages out of Novigrad, because mages are mages and alchemists, and basically anyone who is suspected of being practicing magic is being burnt at the stakes, and Triss wants to get the ones that she's been able to save out of here, because they are going to die if they don't, and you help her. And my girl didn't even question. She was like, I'll help you, don't need to ask, I'll help. And just to show, it just shows how great of a character Triss is. Just because of how well she's voice acted. The voice actress does an excellent job to come across as her. Just the way she portrays herself and talks about it, and is actually a pretty damn charismatic leader. I wouldn't be surprised if she does lead an army in the future, but she's so charismatic, and just the way she talks and describes things and talks to people, she knows how to talk to people. But at the same time, she also understands Geralt's position. Geralt is linked to Yennefer, but Triss loves Geralt and is also Yennefer's best friend. That is awkward. So Triss does love Geralt. My Geralt does love Triss, but at the time, of course, when I was doing a quest, he was still linked to Yennefer due to that wish he made. And I still admitted it. My girl was like, I love you. And I kind of cemented that I was going with that romance, because I do love. Because at the time, Yennefer to me just came across as stubborn, arrogant, and cocky. While Triss is cocky to an extent and also has a little bit of arrogance to her, she also has her charm to it. Yennefer, I didn't feel had the type of charm I like. But, of course, I'll talk about Yennefer now. As I progressed in the story, and then eventually did her side quest, which was to reverse, spoiler of course, the wish that Geralt made in this book, The Last Wish, in which he bound the two of them together basically with a wish. She tries to find a djinn to reverse that wish, and then you reverse that wish, and then you find out that even though the wish is reversed, she still loves Geralt. And then you kind of see behind the mask that she wears throughout the game, and the fact that she is madly in love with Geralt. They've been together for 20 plus years, and she wanted to reverse this wish to see if it was just that, if it was real love, or was it just some djinn magic. And I'm not gonna lie, it broke my heart to say to her that my girl loves Triss. Didn't say that, he basically just says the magic's gone, I'm afraid. And it just broke my heart, and it just made me want to go back and reload and say, no, I love you, Yennefer, I still love you, but at the same time, I'm gone with Triss, and it just kind of broke my heart. The voice actress gets it across really, really well, and it kind of broke my heart, and it just made me go, fuck, can I have you both, please? I know you can't, but it just it kind of made me really, really sad. And it just, Yennefer as is, I got to see more of the real Yennefer in that quest than I did from the rest of the game. Even though we do get to see Yennefer in her element, of course, with the Empress, and of course on Skellig Islands where she interacts with the basically nobility there, the lords. We got to see her, and but as I say, at the same time, Yennefer still came across as quite like user. She used Geralt quite a bit, in all honesty, and used things to get what she wanted. Even though what she wants is very much similar to Geralt, she wants to save Ciri. Geralt wants to save Ciri, but Yennefer is willing to go further than Geralt will ever go to save Ciri. In a way, my Geralt would go to the ends of the earth to save Ciri. Yennefer will go to the ends of the earth and beyond. Like, she does some... Okay, spoiler alert here, she uses necromancy to find out information about Ciri, and that to me just, I was like, no, don't do it, Yennefer, do not, no. And that to me was just like, oh, I felt dirty. Even though we got the information, it felt wrong, it felt so wrong. And I get what they're trying to come across with the story with Yennefer, is that she's wanting to go to she's wanting to kill, basically, to save Ciri. So is Geralt in a way, but there are lines that Geralt will not cross. There are lines that Geralt will not cross, and necromancy is one of them. But it just really... It kind of made me realise what type of character Yennefer is the fact that she will do anything for the people she loves, even go to an extreme. And that kind of made me rub me the wrong way with her, but at the same time I understood why she was doing it. But I couldn't see my Geralt with her, in all honesty. Even though he'd been with her for like 10, 20 years, apparently, gone to the books. That's why I've gone with the Triss romance. I haven't beat the game, I haven't got to the romance, that's beside the point. But when it comes to Triss or Yennefer, I don't think you can go wrong either way, in all honesty. It just depends on the type of Geralt you're playing. I actually want to go back and actually replay The Witcher again and actually romance Yennefer this time instead of Triss. But at the same time, it depends on your circumstances, I guess. But I love the characters. I love the characters for their own reasons. I says I'm very much a Triss character. I love Triss. She's probably up there with one of my favourite characters. Dandelion as well comes across as a really good character. His quest, he has his own unique quest, which involves another bard, Priscilla, who, in all honesty, has the voice of a nightingale. Literally, she puts, like, I think she kind of puts Liliana to shame, I'm going to be honest. But she has such a beautiful voice, and then the Dandelion's quest involves her. Basically, Dandelion wants to open up basically like an entertainment lounge, proper entertainment lounge, not the other entertainment. And Priscilla wants to help him, and then Priscilla gets attacked, and it turns out her vocal cords are actually damaged due to the attack, and then you find out with it. I won't spoil that quest in all honesty, but I can definitely say by the end of that quest, I fell in love with Dandelion and I fell in love with Priscilla, and my girl was literally much. As soon as that quest came up, I was doing it. I was going to go and kill this motherfucker that attacked Priscilla, and I did. But I won't spoil who it was, because that's a quest that I really do recommend you do if you get a chance. But yeah, I actually fell in love with all the characters in it. Every main character I've actually fallen in love with. They're all very well voice acted, very well performed. I absolutely love it, and I actually kind of want to advance the main story right now, because it just makes me want to go, but at the same time I still want to get the side content done, because I've still got a lot of that to do. Now, I'm actually going to talk about one other little thing. That's pretty much everything I've got to say on the story. I am also loving the Wild Hunt, in all honesty. The Wild Hunt has definitely come across this evil entity that cannot be stopped, that we have to stop. I haven't run into them too much, but at the same time I still kind of want to see where it goes from there. Now, I'm going to talk about one last little thing about this. I actually had to take a break from Witcher, and that is mostly a personal thing here. And that's mostly due to the fact that the game just feels so real with the characters, and it does show the worst and best of humanity, mostly the worst. And in all honesty, it's very realistic in that mind. You could actually believe people doing this in real life, some of the despicable things that happen in this world. You could definitely believe people actually doing this. It actually ended up triggering my depression pretty badly. So much so that I actually had to decide to take a little break. I'm actually going to probably not play Witcher for another day or two, in all honesty. I haven't played it at all today, because I just had to take a break from it, because it did trigger my depression pretty badly, unfortunately, and it affected my YouTube mostly. I actually ended up deleting a lot of videos I probably should have made live, in all honesty. But at the same time, that's nothing bad against the game. That's mostly my personal thing. But I do feel it needs to be said that if you do suffer from depression, this game will, depending on how severe it is, will trigger it pretty badly. At least it did for me, just because of how realistic it felt. I guess that's just a sign of a good game or a good movie, in my opinion, is that you actually feel like this could happen in real life. In all honesty, like you actually feel for the characters that strongly. I think that's a good test of a game. I haven't felt this bad since probably Dragon Age, in all honesty. Mostly Origins and Inquisition as well. It just kind of breaks my heart, in honesty, and it triggered the depression so badly at some point. So it actually made me start to question a few things in my life, and I was like, okay, I need to take a break from this game right now, because right now I feel horrible. My mind was all over the place, and I just felt that's just a personal thing that had to be said, that I would advise, if you do suffer from depression, be prepared to get depressed as hell. Even if you don't, be prepared to get depressed as hell. But that's nothing against the game. That's mostly my personal thing, and that's why I'm taking a day or two, a wee break. I don't want to rush the game. I enjoy it. I'm loving the game. Even after all these hours, 40+ hours, and I'm still loving the game, and I'm still wanting to experience more of it, and I still want to keep playing it, but I need to take a day or two away from it, just for the fact that it is triggering my depression, something fierce. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say on this. I am absolutely loving The Witcher 3, and I am very, very thankful to CD Projekt Red for this, and I cannot recommend this game enough. I will do a proper full-on review of it, but I love this game. The characters are great, the story is great, everything is fantastic so far. I am absolutely loving this game so much. Now, I don't know if I'll end up replaying it fully yet. I'm not 100%. I never completed a second playthrough of Witcher 2. I only done one full playthrough. But I think if I do a playthrough of Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, I'm just going to go with the story one. Just because even though I do love this game and I do like the challenge, I don't think I'll bump up the difficulty. For me personally, I love the story. I don't want to be hindered on the harder difficulties. But I absolutely love it. I definitely would probably, the only way... Here's the thing, if I was going to do a second playthrough of this, it would only be to change my romance, one of my romances, which is Yennefer, of course. I absolutely love this, but that's going to be really hard, because the Triss scene, if you don't tell her you love her, is so heartbreaking. It just makes me go, oh, Triss, don't go. Please stay with me. Please. We can work this. Please don't go. Please. I actually was fully intending to actually stick to the Yennefer romance, but I couldn't say no to Triss. I'm sorry. Triss is just too awesome, and I'll be honest, I like redheads. But then again, I think Triss is actually a better character than Yennefer. Now, one thing that always cheers me up, though, whenever I put in Witcher 3 is this thing here. Now, first of course, this game came with the soundtrack and, of course, a map and, of course, stickers, which I haven't used yet because I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But anytime I open up this case, this message is always here. And if you don't know, this is a message from CD Projekt Red. I'm actually going to read it out to you. Dear Gamer, first of all, we would like to thank you for your support. We really appreciate that you have decided to spend your hard-earned money on our game and hope that you will have a fun time playing it. Over 200 of us spent the last 3 years working on The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, and it is a great pleasure and humility that we present our game to you. At CD Projekt Red, we believe that when you buy our game, you're entitled to continuous free support, updates, patches, and a bit of new and amazing content. We owe you that for believing in us and purchasing our game. Thank you, we have prepared something really special. 16 DLCs for you to download totally free of charge, regardless of the platform or edition of the game you bought. We salute you for your support, and wish you a fantastic next-gen RPG gaming. Next generation of RPG gaming. I'm horrible at reading things out, I do apologise. CD Projekt Red. Now, they've already released 4 of those DLCs of the 16, and they are mostly cosmetic and a little mission or two. You salute me, CD Projekt Red, and the rest of the people who bought this game. I salute you. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for creating this game and taking the time to make this game. And I thank you immensely. I'm sure I speak for many gamers out there when I say thank you for making this game, and thank you for being an amazing developer. And I know the odds are none of you will ever watch my videos, but I thank you for that. And for me, I thank you for making the Witcher series, and I really look forward to whatever you do in the future, and that includes Cyberpunk 2077 or any other Witcher games that you may decide to do. Even though I pretty much sure that this is your last one. I thank you, CD Projekt Red. Thank you. and I can't wait to see what you do next. Other than that, I thank every one of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more content of this and keep up to date, feel free to click that subscribe button. Other than that, thank you again for watching, and I will see you all next time. Ciao for now.